You found a business you love. The owner says they want $1.5 million. Is that a steal or a scam? In the U.S. market right now, 80% of small businesses are overpriced by at least 30%. And if you don't know the difference between SDE and EBITDA, you are about to lose a lot of money. Today, I'm giving you the 30,000-foot view of business valuation. We're looking at the three big buckets: asset, income, and market. No crazy math yet, I promise. But by the end of this, you'll know which method actually matters for a Main Street business. First, a hard rule for the U.S. market. If the business makes less than $5 million in annual profit, we do not use complex corporate finance terms right away. We use SDE, seller's discretionary earnings. That's the total financial benefit the owner gets. Net profit, their salary, perks, and one-off expenses. For larger businesses, we use EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Same concept, just cleaned up for institutional buyers. Remember those terms. SDE for Main Street, EBITDA for the big leagues. We will do a full breakdown of SDE in a dedicated video, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Let's start with the simplest, asset-based. This asks one question. If you shut the doors today and sold everything, what's left? There are two flavors here. Book value, what the accounting says. Liquidation value, what you actually get in auction, which is usually much lower. Here is the truth. For a service business like a marketing agency or a law firm, this method is almost useless. Your value is in the people and contracts, not the laptops. But for a manufacturing company or a retail store with a warehouse full of goods, this is your floor price. You never want to pay less than this, but you rarely buy a business just for its stuff. Method 2 is what your real estate brain already knows. Comparables. What did similar businesses actually sell for? In the U.S., we use databases like BizBuySell to find multiples. For example, right now, a small plumbing company might sell for 2.5x SDE. A SaaS company might sell for 4x EBITDA. The trap: most owners lie about their comparables. They say, my competitor sold for 4x. But they don't tell you that competitor had a patent, a prime lease, or a 10-year contract. The market approach is a reality check. It tells you what the street will pay. But because small business sales are private, the data is messy. If you only learn one method, learn the income approach. This is how professional buyers and banks actually decide to write a check. It's simple math. Earnings divided by risk equals value. Let me translate. Take the SDE $200,000. Divide it by a risk rate, say 25% or a 4 multiple. You get $800,000. Why does this work? A stable bakery with a 10-year lease is low risk. You pay a higher multiple. A volatile nightclub is high risk. You pay a lower multiple. The golden rule of U.S. small business valuation. For most Main Street businesses, under $1 million SDE, the market lived between 2x and 4x SDE. If a seller asks for 6x, they are dreaming. If they ask for 1.5x, call a lawyer immediately. Something is broken. Asterisk, I'm going to do a 20-minute masterclass just on normalizing earnings, how to add back the owner's new Porsche and their kid's fake salary. That is the secret to not getting scammed. Subscribe now to get that video. Asterisk, so which number do you use? All three. Here is a hierarchy. Asset approach tells you the bankruptcy floor. Market approach tells you what fools paid last year. Income approach tells you what you can actually afford to pay based on future cash flow. For 90% of small businesses for sale in the U.S. today, the income approach rules the table. You take the SDE, apply a multiple between 2 and 4, and then check if the assets are actually there. Here is your homework. Before you look at another for sale ad, go calculate the SDE of your target business. Just add back the owner's salary and perks. That number will cut through 90% of the BS. I cannot stress this enough. We are just scratching the surface. Over the next few weeks, I'm releasing a full series on normalizing earnings, finding market comps, and negotiating the multiple. Don't walk into a negotiation blind. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The next video might save you $100,000. We are Calco Group. See you in the next one.